Welcome to Head Kick Audio. I have the pleasure of speaking with Aaron Shiver Loya. He's going to be fighting at RUF 41. He's going to be taking on Talon Glasser on the pro side of the card. This is your first fight since RUF 36, and that's where I want to start because that was a while ago. That was, 2019, October, somewhere in there?
Yeah, October 2019. That's correct. State Fair. Nick Alwag. Good fight. Very good fight. High excitement. Definitely high excitement fight that night.
Well, if anybody knows Aaron Loya, that's just, you have to be accustomed to that by now.
People say I got a wild style. We just don't, people got Muay Thai, people got boxing styles. We just don't train one type of way. We got so many things that we do from so many different ways. And, there's no way to base it or call it a style because it's just so crazy. It's so out of the blue, So just try to keep it exciting. That's the name of the game. It's all about keeping the people entertained. The people want to see. They want to see crispy, clean stuff. They want to see techniques being thrown in combos and action. They don't necessarily want to just see people standing there, looking at each other, waiting for something to happen. So I want to make sure we keep the pressure tight, we keep it going, we keep it moving, and we make it fun.
Well, like I said, fun is definitely one of many ways you could describe your fighting style. I've caught it firsthand. I was there over at RUF 36. A good night of fights, and I got introduced to your fighting style, which is, like I said, fun, unorthodox, exciting, crazy. I mean, any way you want to put it. That's the Aaron Loya that I was introduced to. So I am expecting very much of the same. But with this, with this long layoff, and I understand that a couple fights have fallen through. You were scheduled to fight for WCF or WFC, whatever the promotion was.
Correct. Yeah, I was supposed to fight right after I had my last fight. It was coming up. I think it was supposed to be early beginning of the year, but then COVID happened and all that nonsense. So so damper on everybody's day, so it kind of just sucked to be it was still having to be vigilant, still having to make sure life goes on, so had to pick up work where we could and do what we had to do to stay alive and train. So everybody out there had it rough. So but I was looking forward to that fight. That would have been a good fight. My opponent, oh man, I forget his name at the moment, but good fighter out of Vegas. Fighting anybody out of Vegas always brings some type of big crowd or exposure. So that was sucky.
But now that we've got this fight scheduled, we're ready to go. It's happening this Sunday, so it's literally right around the corner, right? What are some things that you have been able to hone in on and prepare yourself for a guy like Talon Glasser on the regional circuit? As an amateur, he went 6-4. He had some exciting fights of his own. A lot of finishes. So what does this guy bring to the table that you got to focus on? And what are some things that you have been focused on in this camp in particular?
So everybody's the same. Everybody's a threat. Everybody's a threat. I don't ever train, for this guy because this guy looks like this or this guy does that or this guy does that. Everybody in there is a threat. So in my camp, I know this guy has some good background with his strikes and with his ground. So I'm just going to make sure that, I keep him on his toes and keep pressure on. And that's what we've been working on is making sure that we make smart decisions in the ring. And, the exciting fights that you see, it's definitely going to be exciting, but it's definitely going to be a different type of coming into the fight and the approach because, all the other times you saw the fight, that was my fight in the ring that day. But, I didn't capitalize on situations that should have been capitalized on and just didn't make the smartest decision. So being able to acknowledge those things and bring them to light and, with an older, even though it was last year, the more mature, wiser, you get more mature as you go, you get wiser, you pick things up and you figure it out. So, I'm older, I'm wiser. I feel like my game has gotten more tight. My team of guys that we got here, which you'll probably be ending up talking to anyway down the road, they're a great group of guys. So they keep me working, passionate, hardworking, hungry. So, you know, that's what it really takes, is making sure that the group of people around you are just about it as you. So that's really the thing that I got more now, because back when I started, we didn't have a big as group of guys fighting with us, and now I'm able to work off their injury, bounce off these guys who are all ages. So I got my young guys pushing me, I got my old guys trying to compete down. So it's all work. It's always work. We're always working in here. We work 6 days a week, so you know, a lot of gyms close on the weekends, but you know, we open our doors because that's what we're here to do. We're here to get better. Saturdays, even though it's a break, doesn't mean you can't cut 3 hours out of your day to get better. So that's really what it comes down to, is we're training hard every day. We're training smart, getting that work. And we train with love. Really, that's what it comes down to, is this sport. You know, you see that bulldog mentality, but you know, it's all for show. These guys turn the cameras off and they love each other because this shit is hard. Getting in that ring, stepping in there, close that door, and it's like, boom, ain't nobody there for you no more. You know, you're by yourself, even though you got your coaches there on the side, you got your family there that loves you. They don't matter right there in that moment. So that's what we do it for. We do it for that one moment, for that 15 minutes, hopefully. Maybe not. We'll see what happens. But that's what we do it for, is that we train so hard, and now we get to prove it. We get to bang it out and see who worked harder. That's at the end of the day. So what's all love. So can't wait to see Talon Glasser, see what he's got. We actually have mutual friends in different parts of the world, because people were messaging me like, hey, I know Talon, da-da-da, and I know them. So it's like, cool, you know, the camaraderie, build a bigger, wider variety of fan base for this MMA in Arizona, because MMA in Arizona is kind of like downed on and frowned upon and dogged. So I'm trying to bring that opposite way, because you know, I'm a Phoenix boy. I was born and raised in Phoenix, AZ. So you know, I'm trying to bring this on the map and carry it on my shoulders. So that's just what it is, and that's what love is. You know, just training out of your city, do it for your city, do it for your people, do it for your family, do it for your community. That's what martial arts is, and at the end of the day, that's what we do. We do martial arts.
Well, that's cool. And talk to me about Temple Arts, because I mean, you could see the wall behind you. It's not just solely focused on MMA, but you guys do some fun stuff, it looks like.
Yeah. My Grandmaster Caulfield III, he's been training his whole life. I'm not even going to give you an age, because he came out the womb of martial artist. His dad, Grandmaster Caulfield II, great martial artist. He came out to Arizona because he found a great martial artist named Grandmaster Khalid. And Grandmaster Khalid, he's our Grandmaster. He's my Grandmaster's Grandmaster. So we have generations of martial arts that are really heavy set in America. You know, we have all of our people all over the map. So we do traditional Tang Soo Do. I'm a second Dan black belt. This is my dojo. This is where we train every day. This is Temple Arts. Like I said, Temple Arts is love. It's all about getting people in here to train, you know. And yeah, so the history is deep. And my Grandmaster Caulfield III, he got all the tools. He has weapons, dancing, flipping, kicking, jumping. He really turned me into the monster that I am today. So, you know, he got all my jiu-jitsu, the Kodokan that I know, all that is all him, and he learned it through all the early grades. So, like I said, everything here, we got it, and we have fun. It's with passion. We throw knives. We fight with swords, real sword with machetes. Any weapon you could probably name, it's probably sitting here either to my left or behind me. So we do it all. We do modern weapons. We train with firearms. We train with, you know, we all got all of our gear because, like I said, we do it all. We're complete 100% martial arts through and through. War. If you don't train for war, you're just training for sport. So at the end of the day, if you can't climb the mountain and continue the fight and continue the war, then you're just training for sport, which is cool too. Beautiful thing. But that's what Temple Arts is about. We train to make sure we get to go home at the end of the day to our families and live a long, lustrous life.
I like the way you put that, man. I like the way you put that. Well spoken. Now, you could go to your Instagram page, which is Aaron Loya MMA, and you could see him using some of the items behind him in demonstrations showing, you know, some of the things that this gym, you know, is the things that they show, the things that you guys, and the things that you guys are capable of in that gym. And there's lots and lots of cool, captivating, and like sometimes crazy and scary looking videos on there. But you can tell that you guys are all, pretty well adjusted to the tools you see behind you. So
Yeah, yeah.
I feel less worried when I see that.
Yeah, now, with the exposure though, with people seeing what's going on and how fun things get to be, that's the best part because, people see one side of the martial arts, and traditional is dying. Not a lot of people practice with these weapons for day to day, and not a lot of people practice with weapons or with love. Like I said, this is all old school. It's very traditional, old school. Everything is practical. Everything is 100%. We practice with knives, we do jumping, we do flipping, and if you do follow Aaron Loya on Instagram, you'll end up seeing so much more stuff because the horizons that we're breaking into are even more big. So it's going to be even more crazy, more hectic, more stuff. So, it's going to be pretty sick stuff. And coming back into the fight game, especially with RUF and the fights that they have every month, every month we're going to, it only gets better. So if you do want to come down to Temple Arts, it's on 9635 West Peoria. Come down. We train every day. Every day you come down here, except for Sunday. That's our chill day. But every other day, we got some type of training going on. Our kids' classes start at 5 all throughout the day. We're on the mat, pushing it, training, doing something. So any type of class you want, any type of work you want, you can get it here. That's for sure.
Okay, now let's talk about the work that you've put in for this camp in particular. Who are some of the guys that are in the gym currently that are helping you get ready for Talon come Sunday?
Yeah. So we got my boy who just had his debut at the Glendale Civic Center, Vincent Reese, monster. The fight didn't go our way at that fight, but he is a monster. Every guy has to go through their fight and deal with the shit that they got to deal with, and it is what it is. It took me 3 to get mines in, so he's working hard. He's still getting better. So Vincent Ruiz, you're gonna see him on this card with me. So again, get ready to see some high action fights, and the Temple's coming hot for this one. And then we got Riley Micus. He's gonna be making his debut next month on the 31st. And Jeremy Smith. Jeremy Smith, he's our Army guy. He's our military man who's going to be fighting February 31st also with Riley. So our two guys, they're putting in their work for their amateur debuts. And again, you get those guys who get their amateur debuts, they're hungry. You know what I mean? So I love that. I love when we got guys pushing up because they really want it, so they push you to be better and stronger. Especially with me and Vince, he's had his toes wet, so now he knows what kind of pressure to put on me in class and things like that. So it's really been a great dynamic. Like I said, having some guys around me really push you to be better. So that's really been helpful, and that's really where my training has been set in working our combos, the things that I'm trying to work in the fight. With each of these weight classes because they're all higher drastic weight classes than me. I'm the small guy. I'm the guy who has to try to throw these big dudes around. So you know how that goes. Yeah.
I do because I'm a shorty myself. I stand at a cool 5'6" or 5'7", depending on which you're leaving, right? So I understand, coming from a small man's world, you gotta, show these big guys what's up.
Yeah. It's tough for them too. It's tough for them too to try to catch the rabbit. So they I'm sure they got something to say too if it came down to it.
Okay, so let's talk about your fighting style because you incorporate more than just traditional martial arts. You incorporate dancing, you incorporate, spinning techniques, you incorporate a lot of high energy attacks, if you will, but your gas tank seems to be there. So how did you come up with this style, or are you just a kind of go with the flow kind of fighter?
Well, so I grew up a Power Ranger. When I was a kid, I was a Power Ranger. So I was already jumping off couches and flipping off tables and jumping off high things. So, when I initially started doing martial arts is when I was a younger kid. So I got into martial arts and same thing, same thing you're talking about. I was doing all these crazy things that nobody saw. And it was just because like I said, I saw them on TV and I started emulating that. But I got bored because we were doing white belt kid stuff, and I couldn't do that white belt kid stuff. So I was like, Dad, I don't like this stuff. I quit. You know what I mean? Come down later down the road, my grandmaster, he invited me to train him. When I got in there, learning this stuff was easy, and not easy. I'm not gonna say easy, but it was natural. It was a natural thing because I already remember doing it as a kid. Like, oh dang, I did all this stuff. I had all this down already. So when I sharpened my tools and I got good, I was able to start flying and jumping through the air. And then somewhere in the middle of that, I actually did develop a love for dancing. Went dancing out all the time, and whatever type of music it was on, I was able to adhere to it. So, I go out dancing all the time. I practice dancing. I go out by myself sometimes. If nobody's there, I'll go dance. So it's just, that's the incorporation of dancing, is my footwork has always been light. So being able to just move my feet and, in angles that we work in our class, and putting together all those puzzle pieces as an athlete and not just a fighter, because, I love all types of sports and all types of games. I'm just a natural competitor and a natural athlete. So, just putting all those things together and having a base in sports and fighting and loving to dance, the way I see it, if you're a martial artist and you don't dance and you don't go out and move your feet and you aren't able to listen to the music, that's pretty much where your evolution is going to be. Because at the end of the day, if you can't dance, you can't fight, because that's how you get dry, that's how you get stale. So fighting is dancing, and that's why it's called martial arts, because it's not set up to be one way or look a certain type of way. Because once it does, then you're figured out, and I don't ever want that to happen. So I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing so that you can never figure it out and we have the same conversation next time.
For sure, for sure. Keeping everybody on their toes. But like I said, the fighting style is very unique and very captivating. It's very easy for somebody to watch one of your fights and be instantly stuck to the screen or the cage, wherever they're watching, because some of the things you do, they're very intricate, they're very wild, but still somehow calculated. It's very
Right.
interesting how you've developed this style. And I am calling the fights on Sunday because I am the commentator for RUF MMA, and I am excited to watch this happen right in front of me, buddy.
I'm gonna be right there making eye contact with you when we're done. So either way, because win or lose, like I said, this sport is all about love and camaraderie and building it up and making it better. So yeah, I'm gonna try to bring that same energy. Like you said, the calculated things. It's only gonna get better. This guy Talon, he's a good fighter. So we're gonna be fireworks. I'm not gonna call it the fight of the night. I don't like to call it, but it's happened too many times. And like I said, if you've caught any of my fights, I've got enough fight of the night to say, hey, mate, this has a good chance to be a fight of the night again, because this guy's got strikes. And that's what people are going to want to see. They're going to want to see a little bit of tussle, a little bit of, hey, give me one so I can see if I can give you one. You know what I mean?
For sure, for sure.
Yeah.
That, like I said, I'm super stoked to be able to be given the opportunity from RUF to be able to commentate your guys' fights. It's I get to be right there. I get to call the action, which is what I'm doing from my fucking couch already with any fight that I watch, in my living room. So I mean, it's pretty much a dream come true.
Hopefully, I can get on the seat next to you on one of the fights that I'm not on, and I could be commentating and see what happens. But bring some energy, bring some love. Like I said, I'm a high energy guy. Like you said, you see it in my fights. So it's not just something I take into the ring. This is something I try to carry, outside the ring when I walk outside. You know what I mean? Make sure people around me are excited to be around me, because it's a good time when you're, like I said, training at the dojo or whatever, because it's all about good times, and that's what it's going to be in the ring this weekend. Sunday.
I know.
Sunday. Here we go. This is what it is. We're coming down to it. It's happening.
Hell yeah, man.
So I'll have my shorts on. You'll see me with my shorts on, and because I gotta have that kickability wherever I go.
For sure. Now, nobody gets on my show and doesn't answer this question. Okay. So on Sunday, when the announcer says your winner, Aaron Shiver Loya, what are you going to have as a victory meal to celebrate?
What am I gonna have? 3 meal? You know what? Oh my gosh, that is a good question. I am gonna go to the nearest steakhouse, and I'm gonna get me a big old fat steak, and it's gonna be bleeding, and I'm gonna eat that steak because I'm a carnivore. I'm a meat eater. That's what I do. I go out and I hunt for that meat. So I'm gonna do that after the fight. I'm gonna go hunt for that meat, that steak.
Yeah. Now, are you a bone in or a bone out kind of guy?
You know, I'm probably gonna do the bone in. Gotta
Okay.
get that bone.
Okay, some people say that the bone gives it, a better flavor. Now, I'm a bone out. I'm a boneless kind of guy, So for me, it's a 16 ounce, or if I'm really hungry, a 22 ribeye. You know what I mean? And just cook that motherfucker. I'll eat it any which way you cook it. I'll just eat it.
I want to be very clear that this is a no nonsense conversation. It's all about steak. So anybody who heard that and misinterpreted any of those words about steak and meat, get out of here. It's about steak.
That's it. It's all about steak.
I'm not.
And
I'm comfortable with who I am, so don't even come at me with all that.
for sure, for sure. So
because I'm gonna say something.
no, I am 100% down with steak as a celebratory meal, right?
Yeah.
So what are you having on the side? What are you washing it down with? And what are we having for dessert?
Oh, okay, easy money. So I gotta have green beans, and I'm cutting back on potatoes. So I'm gonna get potatoes in two forms. We'll figure it out, whatever's on the menu. But it's gonna be potatoes in two forms. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the best way I see on the menu. But with cheese, definitely with cheese. And then with the washing it down, I'll probably have water, to be honest with you, just because I'm so accustomed to it. But after that, after it's washed down, I'm gonna slam a beer. Definitely get one beer in me at the start, and then dessert, cheesecake. Cheesecake, like I said, whichever one looks the best on the tray, if it's there, that's the one that is going to get picked at the moment.
All right. So very much knowing what you want, but you're going to pick with the eyes.
Yeah, I know what I want. I just want to make sure that whatever it is the best one. I'll ask for recommendations. I'm definitely a recommendation guy. If something's better, I'll say, all right, I'll take that one. That's what'll happen. So hopefully we got a good server that night after I get that dub.
100%, man. Well, like I said, I can't wait. We're just a few days away from this. I'm going to be over there for weigh-ins, all that shit. I'm going to be down there. It's going to be a fun time. So there's a fighter code that people can put in if they're going to be purchasing tickets for the pay-per-view. So what is Aaron Shiver Loya's code?
That is going to be a capital, all caps, ALOYA. Loya, all caps. Keep it simple. Don't try to do nothing fancy. All caps. That's it. Bam.
All right. And purchasing the pay-per-view or getting your tickets through you as a fighter is one way to help you, continue your journey. It's one way for you to get a nice consistent flow of cash when you are fighting. So definitely, if you want to see Aaron Loya, perform and continue to do so, that is one way financially you can help this man on his journey. So definitely RUFnation.com. Like I said, when you go to purchase the pay-per-view, it's Loya, all caps, to help this man on his journey.
Yeah, and we're missing one thing though. You gotta ask me my story about my nickname. You didn't ask me my story.
Oh, okay, you're right. Go ahead, let's hear it. Because I'm cold in here. It's a little nip.
Exactly. So it's perfect. So the Shiver, I made it up all by myself. I was creative. I was a young 18-year-old buck. This is when I first started MMA. 2000 was my debut with WFF, World Fighting Federation. So I thought, what do I want this guy to think about me? And I said, I want him to have a shiver run down his spine when he thinks about fighting me. And that day, bam, the Shiver was born. So I knew I had to get that story out there one day. So I figured, Arizona Scene, you're the guy, you're the commentator, you're the guy. So I'm going to share that story with you first. That was the first outside of my friend base sharing that story. So
Well, I thank you, and I almost fucking forgot. So
I remember. I was like, I was supposed to tell you in the beginning, but we covered all the bases. So
We still got one thing left to cover, and that is your shout outs, my friend. So if you got your gym, sponsors, training partners, coaches, management team, I don't care. The floor is yours.
All right. Yeah, let me give a shout out to all my people, my mom, my dad, my rocks. Those are my people right there forever. My brothers, all you guys, big love. Getting emotional just thinking about it. Let's do this thing. Uh, my trainer, Grandmaster Coffee the Third, like I said, he's really the guy who gives me all my skills and pushes me to work harder, and he's on my ass about shit. So, I love him for that. And my team, like I said, all my guys, Jeremy, Riley, Vince, you guys are awesome. Thank you for working with me. Even Kurt, we got a younger guy named Kurt. He's thinking about fighting. We're on the fence with that. But once that kid comes out, boom, that's someone else you got to be on the lookout for at Temple Arts. Kurt, for sure. And then Grandmaster Khalid, the man, like I said, he's all of our pops. He's all of our fathers. He's the health. He's the healer. He's our shaman. He's our guy. And all my family, all my people, my sponsors, John Wright at Cactus Trucking, or Cactus Asphalt, he's a big support. He's been my sponsor through multiple fights now, and he's always been there to get me what I need, so that's very appreciative. And then a new sponsor, Al's Asphalt, and that's actually based out of Detroit, Michigan, and I was able to secure that with some luck. Yeah, so that was cool. And my brother, who's actually going to be making the shirts, that's ALG Designs, so if you need any type of, they do tumblers, they do a bunch of things. So any type of creative stuff, they got you. And pretty much, yeah, all my fam, all my friends, anyone who's going to the fight, shout out to the fans, shout out to all the RUF fans in general, because whoever's going to be there that night, you're going to be my fans. So just, we'll figure it out then.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I like that. I like that a lot. All right, man. Well, like I said, let's see. It's what, Monday? So we got what, 5 days after today? 5 days?
5 days. So we got 4 moons. What, 4 moons and 5 suns? That's what we got. That's it. Four sleeps in the bed. That's it.
All right, man. Well, I cannot wait to see it. I cannot wait to call it, and I can't wait to shake your hand. But just don't do any kung fu shit, because I'm not ready. I am not ready.
Maybe just a little kung fu. We'll see. We'll maybe do a foot 5 or something.
Yeah, I ain't flexible like that. We'll stick to the hands. We'll stick to the hands. Right. Well, like I said, safe travels to the scale, because it's here in our home state, so we don't have to travel very far. But safe travels to that scale, okay? And then the following night, you just get in the cage and do your thing, because that's what all of the hard work before it is for, to make sure that you can get in there and, just flow. Do your thing. Have fun.
Yes, sir. Yes. And thank you for this interview. Appreciate it so much. Thank you, Steve. Yeah, sweet. Can't wait to see the exposure and see what it looks like. This is going to be a good one. This is going to be a fun one.
Well, 5 days, 4 sleeps. We'll see you soon, my man.
That's it. All right. Thank you. Kamsahamnida.